Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Channel is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're gonna react to the haunting of the Salem witch trials. This video is by BuzzFeed on Sauce, so you guys have to already be sure you swoop down the description box. Call the link and watch the video entirety because I'm gonna be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. We haven't reacted to BuzzFeed in a minute, so I was like, why not give them something to go into the weekend on? You know what I'm saying, bro? Hope you guys enjoyed this, man. If you guys are new to the channel, Reprisalzems, and welcome to the crow's nest, man. 7,000 is right around the corner, so keep doing what you guys are doing, and the videos will keep coming. But for now, let's get it.
So terrified right now. You're not even a little bit scared right now?
No.
Shane never scared.
Hello? What was that?
Boo, it's me, Tituba, the ghost.
All right, so this is the Jonathan Corwin house, one of the most notorious witchcraft judges, but it's more known in a touristy aspect as the witch house now, as you can see the signs right there.
Yeah, they're really going for that.
It definitely has a creepy vibe to it.
It looks pretty cozy, right?
You have a different standard of cozy, I think, than normal
Nice
people.
muted gray. Look, on a wintry day like this, that looks very welcoming.
It's a black house, snow hitting it. To me, it's more eerie, but you know, I see things a little different than you. So you know what, let's just go in.
Why is it still standing, bro? That looked like a witch house.
You're going in first?
Yeah, why not?
Wow, brave.
I ain't gonna lie, all black
This
houses
week on
gotta be
BuzzFeed
dope.
Unsolved, we explore the city of Salem, home of the Salem witch trials, as part of our ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real?
Of course.
Right now, we're about to head out to some of the key locations that played a big part in one of the darkest blemishes in American history. And later, I may even present some theories as to why the witch trials may have happened.
That sounds about right.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. This is gonna be a blast.
Death, hangings, this has it all.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. In 1641, the Puritan legal code was created and established a hierarchy of crimes. Starting with the worst, the list goes idolatry, witchcraft, blasphemy, murder, poisoning, and bestiality.
Murder is number 4?
No, they're two. Blasphemy. You can kill a man, but if you're like, God stinks.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Blow his head off.
Yeah. How many people were poisoning each other?
I don't know how many people were fucking donkeys back then.
Everyone's always like, how could they have done all this? How could they have gone so crazy and killed so many innocent people? Well, here's why. Because they're all insane.
Let's jump forward.
That is crazy to think about, bro. Like, how witchcraft is number 2 and murder is number 4, bro. Blasphemy. So that just means if you even say something that someone doesn't agree with, bro, you're gonna die. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. Can you imagine just being back then during the witchcraft, bro? You couldn't do nothing cool at all, bro. You could be a magician. Hey, man, you wanna say a magic trick? I can guess your card. This old bloke think he can guess me card. Go on, show me. Go on.
Is this your card?
Burn him at the stakes. He's a witch. No, wait.
To January 1692, when 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams began exhibiting strange behavior. Elizabeth and Abigail were the daughter and niece of Reverend Samuel Parris, respectively. Reverend Parris was Salem Village's first ordained minister. The two girls' behavior included making odd sounds and screaming, contorting their bodies, and throwing objects. Elizabeth and Abigail reported that an invisible being was biting and pinching them. 11-year-old Ann Putnam and other girls in Salem began acting similarly shortly after.
This may come up in the theories, but is it possible that these girls were very bored?
They were lost in
yeah.
the sauce. That could be the footnote of the whole Salem witch trial.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. Their behavior was attributed to supernatural causes, according to a doctor's diagnosis. Though, it's worth noting that there was only one doctor in Salem Village, and he could most likely read, but not write.
Oh. That's not good. Doctors need to write.
Yeah, I mean, how's he writing prescriptions?
I was about to say.
He's just pointing at things and saying, yup, that's a witch.
On February 9th, 1692, the girls accused 3 women for causing their bizarre outbursts after Jonathan Corwin and John Hathorne, both magistrates, pressured the girls into naming the people afflicting them. And as mentioned before, Judge Jonathan Corwin's house is one of the places we're visiting today.
Bruh, and it's crazy because like they say, you can just point your finger, bro. You can just like, I don't like that person. That person didn't give me their half of the bread during the village ceremony. That person's about to die next week. I'm about to tell these girls and convince them to tell them that they're a witch. That's crazy, bro. Oh, that beanie, nice.
So, this is the actual interior of the house back in the day.
Oh, this is the courtroom where they decided who was a
parlor.
witch.
This is apparently where he would discuss accusations.
In front of a big, cozy fireplace.
How are you feeling right now, Shane? Is this not cool to you to be in a place?
I love history, so.
Yeah, this is just history brought to life.
Yeah.
Shall we explore more of this house?
Yeah.
No. See, that's my episode that ended. Out of state downstairs.
So right now we are in the master bedroom. This is where Jonathan and his wife Elizabeth would have slept.
If he could sleep at night.
He slept like a baby, to be honest. In his mind, he was doing the right thing.
Doing the Lord's work.
He was doing the Lord's work, exactly. I know you're not big on energy, but I mean, like, you can kind of feel that there's.
You're nervous right now?
I don't feel amazing, let's just say that.
Right.
I mean, just considering all the things that happened. But you don't feel like a little strange that like one of the most notorious figures in the Salem witch trials slept right there?
It's neat.
That's a small little
It's like
bed.
being in Lincoln's bedroom.
You just compared Jonathan Corwin to Abraham Lincoln?
I mean, they both lived a long time ago.
That's literally the only two things they have in common. Returning to the three accused women, two of them, named Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne, both professed their innocence and would eventually die as a result of the trials. However, the other accused was a woman named Tituba, the slave of Reverend Paris. Strangely, unlike the other two accused women, Tituba actually admitted to afflicting the girls, saying, quote, "The devil came to me and bid me serve him," end quote. So right now we're looking for the foundations of the former house of Reverend Paris, his family, and his slave Tituba.
So this is sort of where this was a hotbed.
This is where it all began. According to a plaque that we found on site, it was in this house in 1692 that Tituba, Reverend Paris's slave, allegedly told the girls household stories of witchcraft.
That's crazy.
This is it. And we could actually go inside the house.
Let's go inside the house.
Tituba,
After
that sounds
you, sir.
familiar. Have we heard that name somewhere? Tituba? Sound like one of our old videos.
Holy
or something.
shit, dude.
Ryan, I'm going in. Yeah, if there was someone practicing witchcraft in this house, you would know.
Yeah. I wonder if that was another part of it. This may have been only a part of the house they salvaged. They had to dig it up. And this may just be just a rough outline of the foundation. Actually, let me just take a rough EMF reading. Right after I mentioned taking an EMF reading, our audio recorder picks up a voice possibly saying, "Take it." Actually, let me just take a rough. Is this the voice of Reverend Paris?
Do you
I don't
believe in
know
this
about that
stuff?
one.
This
This
is,
EMF stuff, or-
apparently some people think that ghosts can manipulate electromagnetic fields. I don't know how much I buy into it, but I'm not gonna say this is definitively a thing. Right now, it's doing normal readings, apparently. If it goes over 2 milligauss, then we're in some paranormal area, but right now it looks like it's 0. See,
I wouldn't be surprised if like later on down the line that they're gonna implement some kind of glasses to where you can see the paranormal if your house is haunted. They gonna sell off the shelves, watch. People gonna be like, oh man, I seen this, I seen that. It was kind of like that filter that was going around where you can, your room be like blue or something, and it was like, it showed like the heat or the energy. I don't know, something like that. I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but some people were seeing things. Like some people saw people sitting in chairs and stuff like that. So who knows, bro? If they ever make something like that in the future, you can best believe people are going to buy it off the shelves. And then the slave Tituba, crazy. They should have interrogated her first. I mean, maybe Sarah Good and the other lady would have still been alive right now. Or his name, Absorin or something like that. They would have still been alive. Maybe Tituba didn't even do anything, but maybe she just said it to scare everybody, you know, because they were going to kill her anyway.
you can see right there.
0.1.
0. It's worth mentioning that there are some who believe Tituba was forced to confess and thereby fabricated her testimony. Regardless, Tituba's testimony is the longest in the entire Salem witch trials. She also detailed visions of eerie animals, including red cats, yellow birds, and black dogs.
There are yellow
Perhaps
birds.
most importantly, Tituba added that other witches were also working to harm the Puritans in Salem. With this startling confession, the trials and accusations vaulted forward, giving them a purpose and mission. Tituba was also very accommodating to the judges and claimed to go blind at one moment, a sign that the devil was punishing her for speaking so candidly about him. This showed she was at least trying to fight him. After spending a year and 3 months in jail, Tituba was not indicted and was the very last of the accused to be released.
What?
Right now we're referring to the woman named Tituba. We know you admitted to some things that you may not have actually done. There's good evidence to show that you didn't actually do those things you were forced to. Do you have anything to say about that?
That's crazy. It showed how much of a joke it was. You could get released from being evil or a witch, but they couldn't do that with the other
Do you
two
think
people.
you're gonna get physically harmed out here? Is that part of it?
I don't know, her owners were evil pieces of shit. Ooh, what?
They lived here too, Ryan.
I know.
They're probably here and they heard you.
I don't like you that, well, okay, I'm making it worse. Let's find some ghosts.
Tituba or the Reverend Paris or any of his family, we are here to communicate with you. If ghosts are real, then call our bluff.
They wouldn't know they're a ghost.
Oh. None of them know?
Right after I suggest the dead are unaware they are ghosts, our audio recorder picks up this voice.
Oh. None of them know? None of them know?
I don't think they do.
So that's a ghost saying what? And just this particular ghost happens to have a cartoon voice? So if
It
someone's
does
like,
sound a little bit like Lil Jon.
what? What?
He's upset. He's
What?
upset at the notion that he's a ghost. If I were to tell you right now you're dead,
I
you
would
probably would
absolutely
say,
say,
what? Skipping forward, the infamous Special Court of Boyer and Terminer was established by Governor William Phipps on May 27, 1692.
Shane's
8
stupid.
girls from Salem were afflicted with witchcraft and making accusations. In the court, someone would warn that a witch was about to manipulate a victim, and then the victim would begin to act strangely. In the first trial of this court, Bridget Bishop, an older woman of the community that many considered to be an immoral gossip, was determined guilty of witchcraft and later became the first person executed in the Salem witch trials. Between the months of July and September 1692, 18 more people were found guilty and executed, including 4 men, a rare occurrence in witch trials of the past. One of the accused men was a man named George Burroughs, a Harvard-educated minister who was accused by other alleged witches from Andover of being their mastermind. The claims made in court against Burroughs range from bizarre to batshit. The accusers claimed that he was biting them during their testimony. Their bite marks allegedly matched up with Burroughs' teeth.
I guess they would have to pre-bite themselves?
Yeah, it's not that hard. They probably just bit themselves and then showed it, and they were like, yep, it looks like teeth. Hang them.
Yeah, it's true. Don't hang them, but it is peculiar.
They didn't have like a dentist on hand. The doctors in town can't even write.
Many people in the court, not just the accusers, claimed to see spirits in the room. One girl claimed the spirits were faces of Burroughs' deceased wives, colored as red as blood, and thirsting for justice to be served to their husband. Finally, the possibility that Burroughs had used an invisibility cloak given to him by the devil was suggested by the Chief Justice.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
Bro, like, this is just crazy that something like this happened. Like, if somebody were to tell you this story, if it wasn't on the history books, you'd be like, there's no way something like this happened, bro. They say he had an invisibility cloak, bro, like on some Harry Potter type stuff. Like, people was just really back there biting people, going invisible and biting them. Like, how am I going invisible if you see me sitting in a courtroom? So what you're saying is, I went invisible, cloned myself where I was standing, walked over there, bit him, and then came back and returned to my body? Like, bruh, you can't make it up. It's just like, they were just killing people just to kill people, bruh. None of this makes any sense. And the fact that they believe this so strongly is just like crazy. They killed 2 women because they accused her of witchcraft. The third one said she did it and they didn't kill her. It was kind of like she went through witchcraft rehab and then got out and they were like, oh, she's fine now. Like, no, bro, there's no way. Like they said, they coerced her into coming up with all that stuff and then she's still alive, bro. They just around here killing people that they don't like, bro.
This is so upsetting.
It's upsetting, but it's kind of funny when you think about it. Like,
Oh my God. If you're an educated man from Harvard
Yeah.
who is like, well, surely the Chief Justice will have something reasonable to say about this. Chief Justice, what have you to say?
I seen him use an invisibility cloak. I know he gave it to him, the devil.
Before being executed, Burroughs made an emotional speech where he recited the Lord's Prayer without any mistakes. Witches were not supposed to be able to do that, which sowed the seeds of doubt in the crowd gathered.
Apparently, this whole site was also the home of George Burroughs.
If you're here, make yourselves known. I'm gonna turn out the light.
Don't do it. Don't
Or
do
just
it.
like wiggle some snow around.
I've told them ghosts that be peeking around the corner. We waiting for a ghost to go like.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm gonna scan around. If there's anybody in here right now with me, show me a sign. Maybe move something. Say something to me. I'm gonna turn off my light now. And I'm just gonna let you guys speak. Don't push me though. All right.
He's close to the
Go.
edge. Bro, what if you just start getting jumped by a bunch of ghosts, bro? Like right there in a circle. Or you see those like foot stomps.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here really quick. But since I'm leaving, I'm gonna let you know how I kind of feel about you.
As I announce that I'm leaving, we pick up another voice, possibly saying, I'm not.
But since I'm leaving,
No.
no.
I don't know.
I think it's just people, like it's breathing or it's wind. I honestly think if you want a voice, find a voice.
That's
Don't give us
clear-
garbage.
That's clearly a voice.
It's not a voice.
Okay. I found it to be compelling that it's responding intelligently to things that I'm saying.
Also, I mean, did you hear that? That was my shoes rubbing together.
Yeah, I know what that
You didn't
sounds
think that
like.
was a ghost?
I'm able to discern what shoes and voices sound like.
Right.
I think I am.
I don't think you
I think
are.
I am.
On October 3rd, 1692, Increase Mather implored the court not to consider spectral evidence in the trials. Around the same time, Governor Phipps's wife was brought in for interrogation. If you'll recall, Governor Phipps was the man who created the infamous Court of Oyer and Terminer. After Mather's statement and Phipps's wife being interrogated, Phipps released some of the people jailed for witchcraft, halted all further arrests, and replaced the Court of Oyer and Terminer with the Superior Court of Judicature, which was not permitted to consider testimonies of spectral evidence. Overall, 20 people were executed in the Salem witch trials. 14 of the 20 were women, and only 6 were men. Though official numbers vary, it's possible that a further 13 people perished while in jail on charges of witchcraft. Oddly, all of the accusers were women between 9 and 20 years old. An unusual fact due to the fact that most witch trials saw men doing the majority of the accusations.
I just want to say, when an entire community is basing their decisions around the decisions of 8 little girls,
Don't listen to children.
when the hell in history would that ever happen again where a bunch of high school kids go, hey, I think we should burn that building down. I don't like it. It's an evil building. And everyone goes, yeah.
Most importantly, none of the executed ever admitted to witchcraft. One interesting thing to note is that almost all of the people that were executed were not given a proper burial, and instead were buried in unmarked graves somewhere in the area.
Wow.
Where those graves lie, nobody knows. Some believe they may be buried somewhere on Gallows Hill, but regardless, according to Spellbound Tours, a Salem tour company, Gallows Hill has the reputation of being extremely haunted.
So this is Gallows Hill.
I've actually always thought it's spookier to imagine seeing a ghost in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's spooky to see a ghost regardless. All right, this seems like a good spot. We're near the top of the hill.
Oh no.
Is there anybody up here besides birds that wants to talk to me and my stupid friend?
They should come at nighttime. That's gonna really be something.
I don't think this is gonna work. I think we're gonna have to go to an alternative method.
Okay.
It occurred to me, the reason why ghosts may not talk to me and you is because you're donning a stupid jean jacket and I'm in this pea coat, but if I was in period-specific clothing, maybe they'll actually be friendlier to us. All right.
Well, I feel good.
They
no
so
pockets on
childish,
this.
bro.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You don't look too happy.
Come on, ghosts.
Act more natural. Be a Puritan.
This is so dumb.
If there's anybody that wants to come talk to us, now is the time. I heard what happened here. I'm sorry to hear that.
You're ghosts.
You got that Captain Morgan head.
Engaging in a nice, soft conversation, you broke
we're your
You gotta
friends.
break the news to them a little bit better. They don't even know they're dead. That's why we're dressed up like this.
So we're tricking them. We're alive, just like you. Let's go down to the pub.
God, you're the worst.
So not a smashing success.
No, this didn't work out as well as I thought it would. I really thought it was gonna work.
We could have.
We could have researched a little better.
Nobody knows why the witch trials occurred, but there are theories, so let's quickly go over a few. The first theory comes from Harvard PhD student Emily Oster, who points to an economic explanation. In the Journal of Economic Perspectives, Emily Oster suggests that the Little Ice Age that lasted between 1550 and 1800 and intensified between 1680 and 1730 caused economic problems that encouraged the population to blame one another for their hardship.
Basically, this theory is they just got bored or they needed an outlet.
Yeah, this is what happens when people are passive-aggressive.
This is what happens when people don't have hobbies, I think. I think that everyone needs a hobby, and if you don't have one, you're probably going to start
Well, they
killing
didn't have
people.
anything else to do.
That's what I'm saying. They could have played
fingers.
They could have played ice soccer or something.
The second theory comes from Linda Caporail, that the afflicted girls could have been exposed to a kind of fungus called ergot, which can be found in grains like rye, which cause convulsive ergotism. Convulsive ergotism effects include hallucinations, which are apparently similar to that of LSD, muscle contractions that resemble seizures, vertigo, and crawling and tingling sensations, in addition to rye being commonly grown in the colony. The moisture in the air and the grain's lengthy storage time could have increased the likelihood of ergot infestation. However, the girls showed no other visible signs of this illness, which include disintegrating fingertips.
I don't buy that one.
I mean, I think it's nice that someone would do their homework and maybe could provide a medical solution to this other than, oh, people are crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more fun to believe that humans are capable of some truly horrific things.
The third theory is that mass hysteria played a part in the witch trials. It's accepted in most literature written about the Salem witch trials that some level of hysteria was at work in Salem during this time. The word hysteria is used throughout most descriptions of the Salem witch trials.
This is like those people in France.
Oh, God, you and the fucking people in France.
It's a real thing that happened. All those people danced till they died.
Loosely, it's kind of loosely true.
Not loose. Do you need to look up the body count on that thing?
I'll look it up.
Those people fucking danced until they died.
That's true. Well, if you're gonna go out, that's a good way to go out.
Wait, what is he talking about?
The fourth theory comes from one of the people in the community at the time of the trials. A Salem merchant named Robert Califf accused Reverend Paris of exploiting the trials for socio-political gain in the community. He proposed that Reverend Paris forced his slave Tituba to admit to witchcraft so he could use the resulting paranoia to seize back his diminishing power in Salem Village.
I love this theory.
Sounds about
It's
right.
a pretty strong one.
It's a strong one, and it came from someone in the community at that time.
Yeah,
I wonder if he got shot after he said that.
I don't know.
I haven't heard about him since, so he probably died.
To wrap up the theories, and I hesitate to even list it as a theory, but I imagine, considering the fact that people at the time believed it, and because there's been so many movies about it, there are some out there that actually entertain the idea that Salem witches were a real thing. And I would like to express my own opinion on this notion. No fucking way.
Great, thank you. Thank you for once.
Wait, did you actually entertain the idea that I may believe in witchcraft?
It's really not that outlandish to
think it's-
think that you would believe that.
In the end, nobody knows for sure what caused the Salem witch trials, but what is known for certain are the unjust fates of the victims. In 1957, the state of Massachusetts apologized for the Salem witch trials. In 1992, 300 years after the trials, the Witch Trials Memorial in Salem was dedicated by Nobel laureate author and Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel.
All right, so right now we're at the Witch Trial Memorials.
Yeah, I agree with probably theory 3 or theory 4. I think number 3 was the little weeds or the wheats or whatever it was. Yeah, that. And then number 4, I kind of strongly believe because back then too, especially if you was losing your ground and losing your power and no one's really like into the thing. So yeah, you're going to convince people to give mass hysteria because people are going to come for you for help. I forgot what movie I was watching. It was just like that. Like no one's like really paying attention to no more. Like no one's really believing them. So he started going around and trying to like find little small things to kind of convince people that these people are witches, and it worked. And people was like, "Oh, thank you, my father," and stuff like this. And people was eating it up, and they looked for him. So every other day, he would tell people that they're a witch and stuff like that. People was catering to him, and people would just come to him for like small things that wasn't even witchcraft. Like, "Oh, my daughter stopped speaking to me, and she stays in her room all day," and stuff like that. And he would pretend that he was this almighty priest that can just cure anything, and it was just like insane how people was just believing it. Not to mention the weed ones, only the little wheat thing that they said, the ergo whatever virus. I don't really know how we would be able to tell if they had symptoms or not, because the doctor couldn't write. So if they did have symptoms, where is he gonna write it down at? You get what I'm saying? He couldn't write. He could read, but he couldn't write. So even if they did have symptoms, how do we know? So that's why I believe theory 3 or 4. Let me know down in the comment section which theory that you guys think is correct and why. But I think 3 or 4 is kind of like right along the line. I believe 4 a little bit more than 3, but those are where my money is if I was to guess.
Every one of these benches has a name on it of someone who was either executed or died in jail during the trials. As you can see, it's quite a bit. Obviously, these are here because they don't know where the bodies are for most of them. So that's why the benches are here. Let's see if we can clear a couple.
Yeah, I was about to say that. See if their names are written on top of.
Yeah, just
there you go.
Mary Parker hanged September 22nd.
Whew.
It's a lot of people.
This is pretty crazy. You know, when you're standing in here and like in this little empty courtyard and you just see all the benches, it really is spooky, but also like beautiful in a way. This is eerie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I feel uncomfortable just because of the avalanche of history that's happening and converging in this spot, or if it's because there's something here, but either way, I'd like to leave.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Well, that's the end
After
of
all
the
these years, the
investigation.
questions remain. Are there spirits left behind from Salem's troubled history? Why did these trials even happen? Both questions may forever remain
Unsolved. I'm going to end it right here, guys. If you enjoyed my content, make sure you swoop down the description box, click on the link, and watch the video to the entirety, because I was pausing to stop it and talking through the whole thing. This video is by BuzzFeed, so of course you guys know that, man. Shane and Ryan. If you don't know who they are, man, make sure you go swoop down to that description box, hit that link, and go watch their videos, man. Really, really great content creators. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this video. It's been a long time since we reacted to BuzzFeed. This one was just crazy. Like, it's just watching this and hearing what happened, it just makes you realize how stupid things was like back then. Like, you can do anything and then don't like you. Say if you invite somebody's kid to their birthday party, bro, they can legit go home and be like, I saw witchcraft at the party, and then everybody at the party gonna go through trial, bro. Somebody's gonna die. Crazy. But when the dude's wife was going through trials, hold on now, let's put a stop on this. It may not be such a thing as witchcraft. We need to gather more stuff. The stories start throwing speculation. Like, no, bro, keep that same energy that you did for the last 20 people, bro. Again, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. If you guys are new to the channel, Reprisalzems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.